Hello everyone, and I'm sorry, but this is going to be another very hesitant process video. I thought I'd feel less nervous the second time. Turns out not to be the case. Today I'm making a page as one of my monthly pages for the Flair Hut as part of their design team. And I thought I'd have a go because Adam has encouraged me so much to make a process video to go with it. I'm going to use largely bits and pieces from the new Vicki Boutin Print Shop, but using some other bits and pieces as well. And to start off with, I pulled out a very old piece of paper, no idea what the make is, and I've just cut a circle out of it as part of my base. So that will form the base part of the page and everything else will come together around it. I'm going to use, no surprise it's a cat page, a picture of Indy taken on his birthday 3 days ago. He didn't like the toys that we had for his birthday, so he went and sat in the sun on the television stand where he's not allowed. But he did look remarkably cute, so that's the photo I'm going to use today. And I'm going to start by matting that, and I've got some bits and pieces here, and I'll come back once I've done that. So I've stuck the large circle down and I've mounted the photo of Indy on various scraps of papers. But before I stick that on, those of you who know me well know I have to do lots of faux stitching. So I'm just going to do some decoration around the edge first. So just finishing the last little bit of faux stitching around the edge. I think he's going to go about there. I want to see if I can keep some of these words. They might end up getting covered up. It won't matter if they do. I think he's going to have to go a bit higher because I'm thinking some journaling may go on there. And I think I'm going to add a few of these stenciled on around in various places just to keep echoing the circle theme. So I'll get on and add some of those. I've got 3 colours of ink that I've pulled out and my trusty little daubers. So I'll get on and do that and come back when some of that is complete. So we've just added a few of the, I don't know what to call them, they look like fireworks, I think. It's a gorgeous Bramble Fox stencil and I've added some in the different colour inks that I pulled out. So Indy, I think, is going to go there. And I'm not very good at planning pages out, so he's just going to go on. I do like to make sure that the actual photo is straight, and I'm not very good at doing it by eye. It's not a strength. It probably would be better if I stood up, but so I think that's probably where he's going to stay. So that's Indy in place. Now I had pulled out various bits and pieces that I thought I might use. I've got some of the flowers from the collection. I've got a range of Flair, although there is now a gorgeous set of Flair that will coordinate beautifully with this. But these are Flair from my not inconsiderable Flair stash. And then I've fussy cut a few circles, very much going with the circular theme on this. So some of these are going to slot in various places. I think we're just going to go for it. We know we're going to want some of these in, so like that to be out a little bit there. I'll put a couple in there. We've got, I won't let anything go to waste, so I use the partial bits as well. And in fact, we've got some really small little bits that I think might still have a place in the page. Before I start putting too many circles in, I want to think there are going to be a lot more. I think that butterfly has just got to go in somewhere. Possibly there. And I'm going to think about my title, and I'm going to use On the Bright Side. And because I'm not quite sure where I'm going to place it yet, doesn't matter if I have some of the hearts, because I am going to use some hearts with this. This will just let me see where I want to put it before I commit to that. The reason I'm choosing On the Bright Side is because we made them a very special birthday present, which they wouldn't play with. But on the bright side, he still looked beautiful, and he is sat on the bright side as well. So I do think that the on is going to go on there. And we'll have, it's not going to show up quite as well on the black, so we'll move that along a little bit. And I'm guessing that that isn't straight, and that will only irritate me at a later date if it's not straight. These peel back off nicely. So on the heart back because we're going to use him later. On the bright side, we'll pop that there. Now I did want to include some journaling, and I was thinking of using this, but it might be too big for what I want. No, I actually think that might work. It's either that or, let's have a look and see how that works, which might be, no, I actually think I prefer that. It doesn't stand out as much as I'd like. So, if I can find the right pen, I've got a little bit where I didn't cut that out terribly well. And I think we're going to do some stitching. If I put that up there, you'd even be able to see it. So we'll do some stitching along there just to make it stand out a little bit more. I'll tuck that under there. It's not going to be a huge amount of journaling that I want on this page. Again, those of you who know me know I can write for England. Okay, so we're not going to use that. We might want, this is just off the manufacturer's strip, and I do like cameras on pages, so I think we might just keep one of those out. That might well even go on a Flair. Okay, now comes the fun bit. We've got lots of circles we can use. I've got lots of these flowers as well, and I am going to want, even though he's a boy who likes flowers. Well, I say he does anyway. So we're going to, I think Mr. Butterfly is going to go up there. Now, we're going to think about where we're going to place some of these Flair. And I think quite like that which brings out Indy, which can go in there. We've got another couple do that because another Flair could go inside that. It's not that my cutting's bad, these weren't perfect circles, they're not designed to be. I think we'll go with that. Do I want any more of these bits in? Those of you again who know me well know I'm a less is more person. This is already quite a busy page for me. Perhaps one tucked in there. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is stick those down, and then I'll come back. You don't need to watch me glue things down. I will tell you one thing though, if you're using Flair a lot, these dots from the Flair Hut are absolutely perfect for your Flair. I love them. So I'll stick this down and then I'll resume once that's all in place. Right, I've stuck lots of the things down and I'm just about to add the butterfly. And then I'll look for whatever other embellishments I think it may need. Back to using my foam pads again. I put the flowers on with little foam pads as well, so that they just had a bit of dimension. And besides that, if I didn't use the foam pads, what would Nigel do without all the little tiny pieces of foam around the house? I curled the leaves up a little bit to give a bit more dimension, and I've curled the butterfly petals as I always do. So he's going to sit up there. Now I kept some of these, I'm going to pop this on foam pads as well. So this leaf, just on a little foam pad, is going to tuck in there. And we've got a couple of little hearts on this bit that I cut the letters from. So I think there's going to be one there, and there's going to be one there. To use one of these lovely, perfectly made dots. I do write, you're probably thinking, what's she got on the back of her Flair? I do write which collection it's from and which month it was released, just because that helps me to know what I'm using. So we'll pop that one on there. I was thinking of using Smile, but I might not, and I think I want to bring some of the pink over here. That's not quite the right pink, but actually that one is much better. And I had the tiny little calendar that needs a little bit more trimming up. So I'm just going to trim that a tiny bit more because I don't want too much white on it. People often say, you do a lot of fussy cutting. What do you use for your fussy cutting? This size scissors. These are my absolute go-to Friskers scissors. I think they're probably about 12 years old. I regularly de-glue them because they get covered in everything, but they're what I use for absolutely everything. I think he is going to go on that orange one, just on the edge there. Stick this one down with another dot. And he's just going to tuck in there, just to bring a little bit of the pink out that way. I will look and see. We've got lots of rubbish on my desk. Oh, I had this little word cut out and that's quite cute. Hey, I think that might have to be used. I think it might just tuck in there. And I want to bring a little bit of the black and white in. So we want to add, not quite sure where he's going to go. He might just pop in there. Okay, so all I have to do is the journaling to finish the page off. It uses gorgeous Flair, but as I said, there now is a Flair set that goes with this beautiful print shop collection. The colours just coordinate perfectly, and I think I'm going to call that one done.